Right, welcome to the channel podcast with our. Yesterday we had a talk about the defending champions case that has bedeviled the Africa Cup of Nations. We all thought that Senegal were going to run riot over the Les Elephants de la Côte d'Ivoire by beating them to reach the quarterfinals, but it did not turn out to be so. And this explains to you the reason why the defending champions case has been one of the things that has come to stay in the Africa Cup of Nations. From 2010, when Egypt won the Afcon, no defending champion has reached the quarterfinals of the Africa Cup of Nations. Egypt were champions in 2006, in 2008, and in 2010 in Angola. Subsequently, they failed to make it to the Africa Cup of Nations without even qualifying at all in Gabon and Guinea Equatorial in 2012. Zambia were the surprise package in 2012 when Hervé Renard won the competition for them after they defeated the Elephants of Ivory Coast on penalties. They failed to progress in the next Afcon tournament, which happened to be in South Africa in 2013. The Super Eagles of Nigeria under the late Stephen Keshi beat Burkina Faso in the finals and won their third Afcon title. In the next Afcon in 2015 in Equatorial Guinea, they couldn't even qualify at all. In 2015, we had the Elephants of Ivory Coast under Hervé Renard, who had initially won the competition with Zambia after he defeated the Black Stars of Ghana through post-match penalties, 8-7 on penalties. Ivory Coast failed to progress beyond the group stages in 2017. I remember when they lost their last group game against Morocco, courtesy Jamil Aliwi, that put the nail on the coffin of the Ivory Coast. After 2017, when Cameroon were the champions in Gabon, they defeated the Egyptians, the Pharaohs of Egypt, by 2-1. In the 2019 edition of the Afcons in Egypt, the Cameroonian team failed to reach the quarterfinals. And this explains to you the reason why they lost against the Super Eagles of Nigeria 3-2. And I remember that they very well honored Joe Gallo and then Alex Iwobi were all on target for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Algeria won the 2019 Afcon when they beat Senegal by 1-0, courtesy Baghdad Bounidjah. In the next Afcon in 2021 in Cameroon, Algeria failed to progress beyond the group stages. In a group with Equatorial Guinea, with Sierra Leone, and with Les Elephants de la Côte d'Ivoire, the Desert Foxes of Algeria failed to progress beyond the group stages. Yesterday was a D-Day for the Teranga Lions of Senegal as the champions of the ongoing Afcon Ivory Coast 2023 in Ivory Coast. They lost on penalties by a 1-1 draw. After the 1-1 draw, they lost 5-4 on penalties. They took the lead on the 4th minute, courtesy Habib Diallo, but Franck Kessie, through a VAR review, had a penalty and he was able to score for the Ivorians as they went on to beat the Senegalese team, the Teranga Lions, 5-4 on penalties. This explains to you the reason why we call it the defending champions case, which has now built the new challenge. The new challenge is to win the Afcon and reach the quarterfinals. Senegal couldn't make it, Nigeria didn't make it, Cameroon didn't make it, Algeria didn't make it. Who can be the champion and subsequently make it part of the group stages? What it means is after Senegal have been booted out of this Afcon, we are going to have a new champion in Ivory Coast 2023. So unfortunate the Senegalese team have to bow out in the round 16 courtesy a post-match penalty against the Les Elephants de la Côte d'Ivoire. But as the defending champions case has come to stay, your guess could be good as mine. Subscribe on the channel, podcast with our like, share, and let's continue interacting together. Merci, thank you, félicitations.